Welcome back to this online class, grade 11 English. So the previous class you have listened about the supplement reader with the photographer. The first part is completed. Now let us move on to the second part. Okay. So with the photographer, it is written by Stephen Leacock. So the first part we have seen about the person is being in the studio. The writer is there in the studio, and the photographer, he wanted to take photograph about the author Stephen Leacock. So while he is taking some photograph, what are the changes he is doing? He is asking the writer to have some adjustment in his face, shoulder, waist, and these all the things he is asking the writer to do. Whether he will get irritated or he is happy for the posing for the photograph. Okay, if you are there, you might have get irritation, right? One by one, if the person is telling to have some changes, you will be irritated. So the first part I have told you what are the things changes are done. Second part here we are going to see how the writer is getting irritated and what reaction is going to be shown there. Okay, so now take page number 133. Up to the before the last paragraph I have completed. I swung myself round on the stool. So when the writer is sitting in the and posing for the photograph, the photographer, when he is telling something to do, all the things he is doing and he is getting irritated, he was swung. Swung means it is moving from and to from the chair itself, and then he started to get anger. So he is telling stop. I said with emotion, but very emotionally he said stop, but I think with dignity. So some dignity, some respect he was having with the person, so he has some dignity towards him. This face is my face, it is not yours, it is mine. I have lived with it for 40 years and I know its fault. I know it's out of drawing. I know it was not made for me, but it is my face, the only one I have. I was conscious of a break in my voice, but I went on. Such as it is, I have learned to love it, and this is my mouth, not yours. These ears are mine, and if your machine is too narrow, here I started to rise from the seat. So now he got very emotion. He is not able to tolerate all the things, but also he was having some respect and dignity. So he started to tell, this is my face and it is not yours, it is mine. So what is that? My face, I know how it looks like. I was tolerating this face for many years. For 40 years he was tolerating. Underline the word 40 years. Okay. And I know all the faults, what is there in my face, everything I know. And I tolerated this face for 40 years and I was being with this face only. And when he started to shout at and with anger all these things, his voice was a little bit trembling. So when we are getting anger, our voice will be a little nervous, right? So like that he also had his nervousness, and he says again, I started to love my face. Because even however it is, I started to love it, and this is my mouth, it is not yours. How it looks like, everything is my wish, and yours also he is telling it is mine. And if your machine is too narrow that you cannot take my photo, means it is not my mistake, it is your mistake. Like that he started to shout at the machine also, and he started to rise from the seat. Okay, so when he is very angry towards the photographer, he started to get up from the seat, sneak. That means that is the photographer took a click for the author. The photographer had pulled a string. The photograph was taken. I could see the machine still staggering from the shop. So now when he started to get up, what the photographer done? He took the photograph, and there was a screen came and it fall down. Yes, a screen was there, pulled down. After that what happened? The photographer, it is took already. Okay, and he could see, the author could see the machine is still staggering. Staggering means vibrating or shaking. So that much forcefully he said to the photographer. I think, said the photographer, pushing his lips in a pleased smile, that I caught the features just in a moment of animation. Animation means with a slight excitement he took this photograph. So now till now how the photographer was, he was little anger, or he was concerned about his work, everything. But now the writer, when he got up from the scene, his lips changed with a pleasing smile. So usually when you are going to the shops, or when you meeting some other persons, when you are started to talk more, what they will be doing, they will be little pleasing to you and they will be smiling to you. So like that here this person started to smile and he said, I got your features. That is the photograph, I got it. How I got it means with last moment I got, that is with animations I can do it. There's a lot of excitement I have about your photograph. So with some changes I will able to bring it up a good ones, he said. So I said bittingly, features you didn't think I could animate them, I suppose, but let me see the pictures. So features you are talking about my features, but you show me the original one. I wanted to see the picture he is asking for. Oh, there is nothing to see yet, he said. I have to develop the negative first. Come back on Saturday and I will let you see a proof of it. So he is telling, what is there to see in the picture now? And nothing is there, and I will develop the negative one. So the olden days cameras and all, you have a negative copy, okay? So that role they will take and they will develop that as a photograph, and then only they will be able to give us a original one. So now he says, I want to develop the copy, and you can come on Saturday. So underline the word Saturday, okay? When he is asked to come on Saturday, then I will show you the proof for your picture, he says. On Saturday, I went back. So what the author is doing? Saturday, he is going back. The photographer beckoned me. Beckoned means called. He is calling. He is inviting him inside that room. So he is calling him. I thought he seemed quieter and graver than before. I think too, there was a certain pride in his manner. So now he is little quieter than the before. So than before time he was talking, I was asking him to do all those things, everything. So now he is little serious than the before. Graver means serious, and he is little more pride is there in his manner as he's achieved something. So if you are doing completed some work, everything what you will be, you will have some pride in yourself, right? So like that, this photographer has some pride in his actions. So why he is having that pride is, he unfolded the proof of a large photograph and we both looked at it in silence. So now he is opening that photograph which is unfolded. That one he is opening and he is showing. We both looked, that is the writer and the photographer, both looked very quietly, very silent. They was looking into the photograph. Is it me? I asked. So the the writer could not believe the photograph because it doesn't look like the writer, it is totally different. So when you go for taking the photograph in a studio, your face will be more bright than your right. You will be looking very beautiful, your eyebrows will be good, your hairstyle will be good, everything they will be changing with the animations and they will be doing it, right? So you will be very happy to see your picture, very beautiful picture you will be having. So here he is very much surprised and he is asking, is it me? Because it doesn't look like him. His appearance is not much good, but in the photograph it was very excellent one. So he is asking, is it me? Yes, he said quietly, it is you, and we went on looking at it. So the photographer is telling, yeah, this is you, it is your picture, and we want they started to look at the picture again. The eyes, I said hesitatingly, don't look very much like mine. So the writer is not much happy of the photograph, what the photographer is done. So he is asking about, what about my eyes? See my eyes, doesn't look like my eyes. What you have done in these eyes, he is asking. Oh no, he answered, I have retouched them. They come out splendidly, don't they? So what he's telling, just they will be retouched, they will be doing, no? So like that, editing, everything they are doing. And so he's telling, the photographer is very happy because he's telling, after retouch, your eyes came very splendidly. So very superbly it came out, don't they? He's asking to the writer. Fine, I said, but surely my eyebrows are not like that. So your work is good. I am not telling any bad of your work. It is good only, but my eyebrows are not like that, he is telling. No, said the photographer. First he said about eyes, now he is talking about eyebrows. So the photographer is telling, with a momentary glance at my face, the eyebrows are removed. We have a process now, the Delphite, for putting in new ones. So underline the word Delphite. There is one format for them. So to change the eyebrows, they can remove the eyebrows, everything, using the process Delphite. Okay, so underline the word and remember that. So putting in new ones, you will notice here where we have applied it to carry the hair away from the brow. I don't like the hair low on the skull. So what the photographer is telling, we have one process to remove the eyebrows. That is a Delphite is a process, because I don't like your hair in the below the skull. That is the skull is there, no? So below that, what is there? I don't like to see any hairs. Above the skull only, the hair should be there. So I don't like. So what we have done? We have removed using Delphite. Oh, you don't you? I said. And no, he went on. So how you can do this? You don't do like this, he's telling. But the photographer is telling no, and he started to tell little more. I don't care for it. I like to get the hair clear back to the superfices. Superfices means outer face. Out of this outer faces, no? Above this picture of above the face appearance, and make out a new brow line. So he took that brows away from this face and he brought in new eyebrow lines. So the original eyebrows was removed and he brought another one eyebrows and he fixed in that. So now the writer is asking about, what about the mouth? I said with a bitterness that was lost on the photographer, is that mine? So he is asking about the mouth. So that is not, the photographer is telling with a bitterness, that is a little more. He is not much satisfied about that also. Is that mine? The writer is asking. It is adjusted a little, he said. Yours is too low. I found I couldn't use it. Just I adjusted your mouth because your mouth was too low for this picture. Okay, so I cannot keep that here. So just I have adjusted like that, he says. The ears, so one by one he is telling. First he says about eyes, second he says about eyebrows, then he is asking about the mouth, then he is asking about the ears. Okay, so each and every paragraph one changes, he is asking about the ears. Though I said, strike me as a good likeness, they are just like mine. So ears alone, how it is looks like the same like the author's ears. That is good, that is same. It is yours only. Yes, said the photographer thoughtfully. That is so, but I can fix that all right in the print. We have a process now, the sulfide, for removing the ears entirely. I will see if. So he says, everything he has a process for removing and editing it, fixing that again. So now he has removed the by using the Delphite, he removed the eyebrows, and he is telling we have the process for removing the ears also using sulfide. Underline the word sulfide. So with that he is able to remove it. So now he is telling about removing also. And if it is not needed, I will remove. I will think of to remove, he says. Listen, I interpreter. So now he said, the photographer was listening what are the changes he has done. Everything he was listening, and in between he interpreted. He went and talked in between. Drawing myself up and animating my features to their full extent and speaking with a withering scorn. Withering scorn means very disappointed or hatred one. Okay. So with that, should have blasted the man on the spot. So all the features has changed. So if any person's features, all the things is changed, one person has to be disappointed. They don't like that. They will be shouting in the anger. So this all things will happen on the person. Listen, I came here for a photograph, a picture, something which mad though it seems. So he's telling, I wanted the picture as it is, what it is there. Okay, so even it is mad, even if it is not good, I wanted to get the same picture as it is. would have looked like me. So how it should be? It should look like me. For that only I came. You have changed everything means it doesn't look like me, he says. And I wanted something that would depict means would show my face as heaven gave it to me. Heaven gave it to me means it says about that God has given something to me. That pictures only I wanted to reflect. Humble though the gift may have been. So that is a gift God has given. The image what I have is the image God has given from heaven. So that one only I have to show it in the photograph also. I don't want to have a lot of changes in my photograph. I wanted something that my friends might keep after my death to reconcile. Reconcile means to comfort and heal their sadness. Okay. So when the writer is after his death, what they will do with this photograph? The friends or relatives, they will have the photograph and they will be healing their pain. Okay. So the photograph will give a console for them. So then to my loss. So if he is dead, what they will do? They will have the photograph and they will reconcile themselves. It seems that I was mistaken. What I wanted is no longer done. So I think you have done a lot of mistakes because what I want is not there in the photograph. Go on then with your brutal work. So till now he was little quiet. Now he is getting anger. He is not satisfied because of his photograph. He is telling this work is a brutal work. It is an animal-like work. It is not the human's work. It is a very brutal work, he says. Take your negative or whatever it is called, dip it in sulfide, bromide, oxide, cowhide, anything you like. Remove the eyes, correct the mouth, adjust the face, restore the lips, reanimate the necktie and reconstruct the waistcoat. So very angrily he is telling, whatever you want, you call this as a negative or photograph, whatever you wanted, you telling, no, take this out and take it out because you want, whatever you want, you do it. If you want to put sulfide, if you want to put delphide or whatever, cowhide, anything you put it and remove it or throw it or something you do it because it is not value for the author. So you take it somewhere like that. He started to burst up. Coat it with an inch of gloss. Gloss means it is like a foolish one. It is making that as a shining one, polishing one like that. He's telling whatever you want, you do it and shade it. Give a shade also and emboss it. That is you can bulge out. Very angrily he is making it into a shouting one. Gild it till even you acknowledge that it is finished. Whatever you want, you do it. You polish it, you dip it inside the sulfide or if you want to dip it on the delphide, you can remove it. Whatever you want, you do it till you think that your work, your animation work, everything is finished. You can follow that, you can do it. Then when you have done all that, keep it for yourself and your friends. So after all this work, your work, animation work is completed, what you have to do? You keep this for yourself and your friends. You can show to your friends and you can tell these are the editing works I have done. It came out well like that. You can explain to your friends. But I don't want this picture, he says. They may value it. So your friends may value it. They will tell that your good work, good job, they will say. You have done it well, they will say. To me, it is but a worthless bauble. Bauble means no value at all. So you can give this to your friends, everyone, but for me this is how it is. It is a worthless bauble. It is no value at all for this photograph. I broke into tears and left. So what the author is doing, so till now he was tolerating and he was waiting for the result of the good picture he was waiting. For what reason he was having taking the photograph? To give to his friends so that after the death of the author, the friends and relatives, they will reconcile with the photograph, right? But if the photograph is not real, it is totally changed with some others' eyebrows and ears and all these things, there is no use of the photograph. So he is telling this photograph is a worthless bauble, and he broke out into the tears and he left out from that place. Okay, so whenever you are taking a photograph, it should be looks like you. If it is not looks like you, even if it is so beautiful, it is not value of that. Okay, so this is the story of with the photographer, the experience he had, which is an unforgettable experience the author had with the photographer. Okay, so you can recall your own experience. Okay, so now go for reading this book, this remaining part, and go for the glossary also. Read all the meanings, and we will see in the next class. Okay, hope you have understood. Thank you, students.